This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to INC Radio Florida. I'm one of your hosts this morning, Brother Robert DePaulis, coming to you from here in sunny Tampa, Florida. Today, of course, is Saturday, the 12th of July. It's about 9:31 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States, which means that for many of our viewers, it's already 9:30 at night or past. So we want to, of course, thank you all for staying up so late to watch our program. We've got a special program here coming to you live today from Orlando, Florida, where they're going to be holding a Care for Humanity blood drive at our chapel there, our compound. Actually, it's also our district office here in the District of Florida. But before we do that, I'm going to toss this over to one of our, I'll say, in the field, on the spot, live reporter / host / producer / all-around joyful person, Sister Joy. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us. Right now, I'm in the studio. So yes, I'm going to be reporting live on site, and we're just delighted to have all of you join us today. So if you are tuning in on our YouTube channel, please be sure that you hashtag where you are. And especially for those of you who are donating today on site, because we know that some of you are logged in. So let us know if you're donating blood, and we're going to be really excited to talk about the benefits of donating blood today, because it's really beneficial not only for those who are donating, but also for our community. So we're really excited. Let us know if you're tuning in, if you want to join in on the conversation, tell us your experiences. Really happy to have you. So welcome everyone for tuning in, especially to those of you who are not part of the District of Florida, because we know we have such a broad spread of viewers that just view us and also listen to us from all over the world, especially to those who are tuning in from the Philippines, because you guys it's evening. Right now, it's not morning time. So thank you again for joining us. And we always love to hear from you. And please join in on the conversation. Always delighted to have you. So thank you again.
Absolutely.
I'm excited, Brother Robert.
Yeah, well, you know
today.
what? And you know what I'm excited about, Sister Joy, is that you've got three very awfully manly men that are there with you. That I would love to introduce, who are helping us with our program today. Three of our top eligible bachelors there in the central.
I call them the
right?
terrific trio.
The terrific trio. Okay.
The terrific trio.
Maybe one of them's not so eligible anymore.
One's temporarily taken right now. So it's official.
You want to introduce them, Sister
to the
Joy?
next organization.
Who are those handsome guys we've got sitting next to you?
All righty, let's pass it around. Here we have in red.
Hello.
Actually, that's a booklet color. You know that?
Oh.
Wow. Is that telling? Is that foreshadowing? Is that what that is?
Guys, I thought we were talking about blood.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. CFO, 100%. For those of you who are just joining in with us, CFO stands for Christian Family Organization. And in the Christian Family Organizations, I'll let you guys all touch on those topics, but I'll go over the booklet. In the Christian Family Organization, we have booklet, and booklet means the translation is to bind. And the color just happens to be red, which is why I was teasing one of our brothers here, Brother Angelino, that booklet. So to bind means those are our married brethren. So I'm going to pass it over to our terrific trio over here to kind of talk about the CFO organizations or Christian Family Organizations. So Brother Angelino, we'll start with you in red.
So then the next one, right, would be Kadiwa,
yes,
which is what me and Brother Colin, we're the Kadiwa, which is 18 and above and unmarried. That's basically
unmarried yet.
Unmarried yet.
Yes.
And then I think Brother RJ, you can say the next one.
Well, at least for me, I'm representing my colors for Binhi.
Oh.
I'm representing green.
There you go.
Binhi is for those 12 to 17. And of course, they're still in school and whatnot. So yeah, those who are just freshly baptized, and then until, of course, they turn 18 and become Kadiwa. And I probably should introduce myself. Brother RJ Clemente from the locale of Orlando, and I'm the district Binhi president. And This is also Brother Angelino.
Oh, we forgot to introduce her. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he was caught off guard with the whole book lud thing. Sister Joy, I think that's what kind of threw him off there.
I
I
have
think
to
the manly men, that's enough. That's all we need.
say. There you go. Well said. Just put a period. Yes,
All right,
that's it.
who's the manly man to your left there, Brother RJ?
I'm Brother Colin Potez from the locale of Orlando. I'm with Kuya Angelino, I'm also representing Kadiwa, with my blue shirt. I don't know what Kuya Angelino's wearing.
It's foreshadowing,
okay.
I'm telling you.
No, we represented.
Well, I mean, we're working with blood right now, so
Okay.
you're wearing the right shirt. And then
Wait a minute, and we're Florida, not New York.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. No, we love New
Yeah.
York. Yes,
Shout out to our New York satellite studio. We're giving you some
Yes.
free press. They're not even on
There
the
you
air
go.
until later today. So.
yeah. So Kadiwa, Kuya Angelino forgot to mention, but Kadiwa also means youth with noble intent.
Oh,
So being
Right.
DCAD officers, we always want to uplift the Kadiwa within our district. So today we also have our blood drive, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about it more.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get back
Join
to
them.
Brother Angelino's red shirt and how that represents the book lid though first.
I'm just getting bullied here, guys. It says New York. It's red.
Foreshadowing.
Like, move on.
You just wore all of the wrong
Moving
outfit
forward.
today. Well,
Oh my
I
goodness.
think
Well,
no.
we said
Let's-
all the categories, Brother Robert, that were represented here, but there
We
are
did.
other categories too,
There is
right?
there's another
this
category, the
organization.
littlest. Our
Yeah,
littlest, our
cannot
littlest
donate blood.
folks, right? And yeah, they're not yet quite there. But Sister Joy, that's our children's worship service. The children's worship service are all of our youngest. What we like to refer to them is our little lambs, and they're all parts of the children's worship service organization. They are not yet of age to start Bible studies, so they're under the age of 12. Right.
Mhm.
And but they also do have the opportunity and of the blessing of being able to worship just like the adults do in their own worship service. And
Yes,
so hopefully they're all striving to someday be able to donate blood. I'm sure they're all looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, sure. And we're going to talk about some of the benefits that you can get, not just health-wise.
Absolutely, absolutely. But why don't you kick us off by talking about what's happening there today in Orlando, Sister Joy?
So we have an INC giving blood donation, and what this is an opportunity for us members of the church, and it's not just limited to us who are members of the church to be able to donate or provide blood. This is a life-saving opportunity. You go through a health. It's a pretty formal process. You just don't go on this bus or to this organization, which we've linked up with, is called One Blood. You don't just go and say, hey, I want to donate blood. And they'll say, yeah, let's take your blood. There's an actual process that's involved. And the process that's involved includes they have to do some health screenings. And we can go over that too once I go over there. So there's a little bit of a health screening that's involved to make sure that you qualify. And then, of course, they'll donate your blood based on the different categories that you qualify for. And then they, of course, I'm not sure what the true terminology is, but they, of course, process the blood, make sure that it's fit so that when time does come, if somebody is in need of blood, they'll be able to receive that based on the blood type, and then whatever the need is. So that is what's going on now. So we're having not only us who are members of the church or in this part of the world to be able to donate. This is open to the community. So for those who are just walking in and available, they'll be able to do that and sign up for that. So it's really such a great opportunity. And I'll tell you this from another perspective. I once needed a blood transfusion. So, for those who do step up and who try and do provide, who do participate in this, it really is life-saving, and it really is very helpful because sometimes, when you're caught up in a situation like that and you're really in need, it's really nice to know that there's a supply ready and available for you. So really good things. So.
That's
We'll
awesome.
go
You know what? You brought up blood type, so I want to quiz our three are
Ooh.
three very manly men
Uh-oh.
over there.
They're like,
All right,
I didn't
let's go
study.
back over to them. I want to start with Brother Angelino since he's wearing the appropriate colors. Do you know what the 4 different blood types are, Brother Angelino? What are the 4
different
blood
blood types. Okay. I got this, guys.
You got this?
There's
Are you
O
sure?
positive, O negative.
That's
We
the same
got-
blood. It's basically the
Oh,
same.
so I can just. Oh, so like O,
4 main types of blood. What are the 4 main types of blood?
B,
Yeah.
and then is there just B and then A?
Yeah.
Did I pass?
Yes, you did. So now I want to ask
You did
Brother
on par.
RJ. I want to ask a question to Brother RJ. Which of those blood types is the one that could be used on a patient if you don't know what that blood type the patient has? Only one of those.
I actually was thinking about this question yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's
You
O
were?
positive. O positive.
Very good. Wow.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Well, I'm really more interested in
Saving
why you're
lives.
thinking about blood like the day before a blood donation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You just walk around thinking about like
How would you prepare
different
myself,
types.
you know?
You're keeping yourself entertained. And so do you guys know? Do you know what your blood type is, brother Colin?
Yeah, my blood type is B positive. So, you know,
Are you
you
positive?
should be positive too. So,
Are you positive?
yeah.
Never miss an opportunity for a dad joke.
Yeah. And then
Love it.
what's your blood type, brother?
Well, I just mentioned it. I'm O positive. So.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm
You're
O
O
positive. Yeah.
Oh,
That-
always
that-
positive.
That makes your blood so much more valuable. It's like the stock market, right? You realize that you are literally the gold of blood donation. You're the gold standard.
So when's the paycheck coming in?
Ooh.
Yeah. The paycheck comes in the form of the life you can potentially save with your donation.
That's true. That is very true.
That's your paycheck. What about
Yeah,
you, brother
that's
Angelina?
great.
Do you know your blood type?
I am O positive as well. Yeah.
Wow, look at the two of you guys. You guys are like the Bitcoin of blood donation.
Yeah, very rare, and that's wow.
And it's so important. I just want to emphasize, Sister Joy, why it's so important that people need to know what their blood type is, right? It's obviously something that's kept on your medical record. And I think a lot of places today, when you're not places, but like when you're registering for doctor's visit, or if you're registering for other healthcare type of visits or interactions, they want to know what your blood type is. And it's just really important as hopefully not ever having to be, but a potential patient, that we know what our blood types are. And it's amazing that I've talked to so many people and can ask them, and then they're like throwing up guesses like, I think I'm B. And well, are you? Or it's a very, very simple test. I want to ask our audience, our viewing audience, do you guys all know what your blood type is? If you know what your blood type is,
as a matter of fact,
no, because if you don't, then I suggest we get you out to one of these one blood trucks, because that's another benefit when you donate blood, is they will identify your blood type for you and tell you
it sure will.
which blood type you have. You're going to get a nice little card, so you have a reminder. And it's just always good for you to understand that. And today we do this, Sister Joy, on kind of a fairly, I don't want to say frequent, but regular basis. And it's so important, right, when we do this, in terms of why, as part of the this project, why is it that the church does this in our community? I mean, most of the time when we're going into the community, I don't think that there's a lot of understanding about how much of an urgency there is around donating blood. That today, some of the statistics that I was reading, that every 2 seconds in the United States, someone needs to have a blood transfusion. Someone needs blood of some sort, whether it's because of surgery, because of trauma. And then of that, so imagine every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. That's the urgency. That's what the problem is. Only 3% of people who are eligible to donate give each year. So it's something that I think we need to really reflect on. Of course, not just as members of the church, of course, as part of our community outreach. That's a normal part of the outreach, is donating and giving to the community. This is just another way that we're giving into that community. But just imagine the impact that if every 2 seconds someone in the U.S. is needing blood of some sort, and only 3%. Imagine how elite of a group you are if you are a part of that 3% that's donating blood today, right? And obviously, even more elite are Brother Angelino and Brother RJ, who are, the gold standard blood donation. So that puts them like in the top 1%, right?
Well, there you go, our manly men, our terrific trio right over here.
Yeah, and
You know, what is your blood type, Brother Robert?
I am a B positive. Because I'm
B positive too. Like, we got a B positive sandwich over here.
I'm a B positive kind of guy. That's what I tell everybody.
I am too.
You gotta be positive. Everything you do,
I
you gotta
love
be
throwing
positive.
it around too. I'm like, hey, be positive.
Just be positive, and they go, I am. No, that's my blood type. No, I just translate my blood type. So there are a lot of people think that the only reason that you need to get blood donations is because you need a transfusion, right? That's kind of like the most common, or surgeries. A lot of people don't realize that there are other conditions that require you to get blood as well, like cancer treatment. When people are undergoing cancer treatment, oftentimes there's blood that's needed for that.
That's true.
And then, people who suffer from different chronic illnesses, they also need to have blood donated to them as well, often. And the one thing that people have to understand, I mean, we live in a society today where everything is through AI, through what do they call those, 3D printing? You can build houses, you could do all these different cool things. The one thing you can't manufacture that your body produces, the one thing is blood. You can't artificially or commercially manufacture blood. It has to come from donors, and that's the only place that it comes from. So, that's
why these activities are so, I mean, it has such a huge impact. It really does. So that right there just says it. I mean, you can't recreate that. You can't manufacture that. There's no artificial, fluid that can replace that. So yeah, these activities are just really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask our panel there again, because they didn't realize today was going to be like a quiz show.
They didn't study.
But I want to ask for a volunteer there. Who is going to volunteer to tell me what is blood composed of?
Ooh.
Brother RJ. He's been studying.
You have been
But
elected.
apparently that's all he does during his downtime, his off time, is he's thinking about blood. Like, how's blood manufactured? So what are the components of blood, Brother RJ? You tell our audience.
Correct. Memory serves me correct. Of course, there's red blood cells, white blood cells. There are platelets. That's another one.
Ooh.
And then plasma. I think there's a fifth one. I think is that all four?
Yeah, there's only four. There's only four.
Good.
You got it.
I have to say, I'm really impressed. I thought you were going to say red. No, that's good. Biology, is that?
I know we've got a future doctor on our hands there. Understand the contents of blood. So which of those four components is the component that actually helps our immune system fight off infection?
Oh, white blood cells.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's like, Brother Collins, you
So
let him get away
proud.
with answering all those questions? You got snatch that mic from him.
I love it. Good job.
He's
so proud.
he's running away with the trophy and distancing himself.
He's our resident blood expert.
Oh.
That's right. Here to answer all of your questions today is Brother RJ Clemente
I know.
with a question about blood. So let's throw your questions in the chat. So now, which of you three guys has donated blood already?
Oh, I've donated blood before.
You have? When
It was
how old were
It was
you?
a while ago. I think I
how
was.
old were you?
Yeah, I think I was 18 the first time I donated blood, and I think it was here in Orlando.
Oh,
I wasn't in the Orlando congregation. I was in Cocoa Beach, and I think it was here.
Was
yeah.
it? You have to tell us about the first time experience, especially being 18, because I have to say, when I first donated blood, I think it was in my 20s. So how was that for you? What
It wasn't really like, so I know most people are afraid of needles.
Yeah.
Or like, but I'm not really afraid of it. You know, every time I go to the doctor and you know
Really?
they have to get blood out, I look at it. I'm like, because I'm like, I want to see.
You called them manly men, Brother Robert, and here we are. Okay.
I want to see what's going
When
in
it's
my
done-
body.
Yeah, you're like, what's
You're so
that?
curious. You're so curious. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know, I think the most important thing is to take the precautions that they tell you to do,
Mhm.
so that you can avoid any problem. Because then, if you do those steps,
Mhm.
it's a piece of cake. You know, you just
Yeah.
sit there.
So what were the precautions that were shared with you that
I think
you took?
the main one was to eat properly
Oh,
before.
yes.
Because if you
Yes.
don't, you could pass out,
Yes.
right? 'Cause
So
you
you're
don't
like,
have enough energy.
Were you like, man, that's no problem. I can eat.
Me? That's a given.
Yeah,
you're
okay.
like, oh wait. I'm sorry. Are you telling me that I have to eat more?
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, bring it on.
Oh.
I'll donate more often.
I'm
I know,
happy to
right?
oblige.
What's the next one? You know, like, you're gonna eat.
I think it was eating and then proper rest.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
yes,
mhm.
I love that.
That one
Okay.
was a problem. I'm just kidding. But I'm not sure. I can't really remember.
Okay, and
Yeah.
hydration, right?
And
Like, then they
hydration,
tell you
yeah.
to
Mhm.
Make sure that you're well. So,
Mhm.
okay, good. And then,
Yeah.
so you walked in there. They do, and then do you remember? Okay, so you took those precautions in your memory for your first time, since this is kind of still fresh.
Yeah.
Because for me to look back, right? If for me to
Uh-huh.
look back when I first donated, I don't know, that was over 20 years ago, guys.
I mean,
So,
I feel like it can be intimidating,
mhm.
you know, because it's like it's not really a situation that you've ever been before. You know, you're going on
Yeah.
a bus.
Yeah,
And then
that's
like,
true.
but they ease you, like they make the process really easy. You know, they comfort you.
Mhm.
It's I think the scariest part is just the needle.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
that's
Well
really
said.
yeah.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I
You
think
heard it from one of our manly men's over here.
I think
Oh.
You know
brother,
what? It's
RJ,
actually
you're
more.
doing it, right?
I was going to say it's more manly to be able to admit that you're scared of needles and then going and doing it anyway, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Okay. Who else has donated blood?
I
Oh.
think today's your first time.
Today is gonna be my first time.
today's your first time, brother
Yay!
RJ. Okay. So how do you feel right now? Before what like what are the things that go through your mind? Well, obviously, because yesterday you spent the whole day thinking about blood. Well, you're answering all those questions, but like what's probably your biggest fear going into this?
Probably just passing out. I mean, like we said, we have to get, like, of course, stay well hydrated, eat well.
Mhm.
And you did
I
none
haven't
of
done
those
that
things,
yet.
right?
Well, make sure you do.
I have about an hour after the show to get some food and water in. So, but I think that's one of the big things, right? Passing out, because I think that's also a lot of people also fear about. They get nervous about. They might pass out while they're doing something randomly after getting their blood taken.
Mhm.
But yeah, honestly, for me though, I don't really try to worry about it too much. That's why I try to keep my fears away. So then when I actually do it, I won't be completely like shaking where they can't get my vein or like the blood, like, or something wrong's gonna happen. So I try not to think about it too much.
Okay. Well, we'll try not to remind you too much then either, but we will remind you to hydrate for sure. And I'm sure
Well,
Angelino can help us remind you to definitely eat. Right? I know, like, here, have some more.
And you know what that is, and that's a fair concern that a lot of people have about passing out afterwards, because it's and a lot of people think that it's related to just they were so afraid that their fear is what caused them to pass out, and that's not necessarily always the case, right? It's not that you were so anxious, you had so much anxiety that you passed out. It's really it's something physiological. If you aren't prepared, and your body wasn't really equipped to be able to donate blood that day, then of course your body's going to react a certain way. It's just a natural reaction. And so when you have blood that's donated, we require blood in our bodies in order for it to function properly. Do any of you guys know how much blood is in your body at any given time? Who's the guy
pass
who's
it
going to
over
answer
to
that
Brother
question?
I'm just
7?
7.
No, no, I thought you
I
were
was gonna
gonna
say
throw a
7.
number.
I was gonna say 70% because there's like
Oh.
70% of water on Earth.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
right. Okay. Well, I mean,
Am I right?
you're by volume, Brother Colin, I'll say you said 70%. Let's take 10% of that.
60. Oh.
No, what's
Take
10%
away?
of 7? What's 10% of 70?
10% of 70.
Oh, you didn't think that you would have to mean 7?
Oh,
No,
man.
See, look, I think Brother RJ's mind is exploding right now because he says, "Oh, but it's not blood related."
10% of 70?
Yeah.
10% of 70%.
Yeah, 7%. Yeah.
Right?
7%.
So was I right? I just threw that
Oh,
number too.
You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
okay.
So based on your body weight, your blood volume actually takes up about between 7 and 8% of a person's total body weight. So just, imagine body weight percentage, right? So if you're 100 pounds, then that means 7 pounds of your body is made up between 7 and 8 pounds of your body is made up of blood. If you're a 200-pound human being, then it would be close to like 14. So it's quite amount of blood, right? So not
That's
quite
just blood.
70%, Brother Colin, but we were pretty close. And then
I think you were thinking water,
Yeah.
right? I think he was thinking more water. Yeah.
Yes. Well, because actually most of my weight is water. I will say that on air. So
I like to say that, but I don't know. Maybe the
I got like 200. I'm carrying around 200 pounds of water right now. So
there's some rice in there.
Exactly, a little bit. Well, and for the average adult, we've got in terms of, because when we talk about blood donation, it's typically translated into pints. And as a human, the average adult human carries around 10 to 12 pints of blood. And so when you're donating blood, usually you're donating a pint, right? So you're out of 10 to 12 pints of blood that you're carrying around, you're donating a pint. And that's where, if you aren't prepared to donate blood, where you're not giving yourself enough nutrition, you're not getting yourself enough rest, your body walking around with one less pint of blood obviously weakens you, right? So that is an actual physiological change in your body. That's the reason why a lot of people pass out, is because they just weren't prepared for it. It's not about being scared of needles and all that other stuff, but it's just, you just need to be ready, be fully prepared. And when we talk about the process, I mean, a lot of people are concerned about, well, it's just, they go through pretty quick, right? I mean, they think like, I don't have 3 hours to sit there and wait. That's why it's so important when any place, I mean, here we're doing it, of course, there at the Church of Christ compound for the Orlando congregation today, you make appointments. And if you go to make appointments, then, honestly, when you've done it, they go through pretty quick. I mean, I know that when I donated blood, had an appointment at I think it was 8:30 in the morning, got there at 8:15. So that way I can get the screening. Cause there is a step-by-step process. And I know, sure, you're going to go try to maybe grab some folks there that are donating blood. So that would be awesome to talk to them. But the process is really, it starts off with getting registered, right? At the one location. Make sure that you're bringing a photo ID with you, because they've got to be sure that you are who you say you are. Yeah. And then you're going to fill out.
Let's see, make sure our trio has that all prepared, right? You guys
are all set. And then you're going to got to make sure that you've got, you're going to fill out a questionnaire about maybe your past blood donations, any adverse reactions you had. And then that's when you go through the health screening. And the health screening is so important, Sister Joy, because the health screening is the purpose of it is obviously we're there to donate blood that can be used, right? And if there's certain conditions that disqualify your blood from being used, then they need to be able to screen that ahead of time. So this way they're not poking you with a needle unnecessarily, unless you enjoy it.
But I think that's one of the things that is so beneficial, is that you go through this health screening. So of course it's beneficial for those that are going to in the future will be receiving this, but even for us as donors, it's so important that we have that, because you get your, I believe you get your blood pressure checked, just a very light thing, screening. And these are things that we should be aware of, because this is the body. We only have one, we only have one body. So, taking care of it, and at least knowing, these things on this checkoff list are really important, so that we know how to maintain or sustain or even improve the health of our own bodies, so that we can, as we're taking care of our own bodies, we can also pass those things on, like our blood, to those who do need it.
Absolutely.
So,
And again, we talked about the importance of donating blood and how it's used for different conditions. When I used to work in the emergency room, as a trauma nurse, that was probably one of the most obvious places where people see the need for blood. And oftentimes, we talked about earlier, our two brothers there, Brother Angelina and Brother RJ, are what we would consider universal donors, because they can donate blood to a lot of our patients who come in and don't have identification telling us what blood type they are. We don't have time for them to necessarily get a blood draw so we can determine what their blood type is. You can hang a bag and actually get them that life-saving gift, as our show is called today, immediately. But we always need to screen blood, because we've got to know the temperature, obviously the blood pressure for an individual, but more importantly, we need to also know what their hemoglobin levels are. Because
yes, tell us about that.
yeah, if you have a low hemoglobin level, that's one of the things that could disqualify you from donating, because it means that you might be suffering from anemia, meaning that you aren't able to donate blood at that point. So those are all the things that get checked during a health screening, along with your medical history. But the actual donation process, it's pretty quick. I think the part that took the longest, after, of course, they stick you with a needle and you're sitting there waiting for that pint of blood, but was filling out the questionnaire. Took longer.
Oh, you know what? And it's funny when you say filling out the questionnaire. I think recently, in recent days, it's now electronic. So while you would think that it would be a little quicker, sometimes reading all that and then trying to get used to it being on a tablet is like, oh, this is, this can be time consuming. So definitely prepare for that. Definitely. But good stuff, and like you mentioned, like just the free health screening alone. I mean, with getting your blood pressure checked, getting your pulse, your hemoglobin levels, and then of course, they even screen for diseases, right? Because we don't want to pass those types of things on when we're donating blood. So, just that health screening alone, is very, very beneficial for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that after they've done the health screening and they've cleared you, once the health screening is done, then getting you set up with a sterile needle, so this way they can go ahead and get that inserted and get that process started. The whole thing end to end after the health screening's done, because I'm already on the bus, I think took probably less than 15 minutes. Just to kind of go through the process. It's pretty quick. I think a lot of folks, there's a stigma around the whole blood donation process being too time consuming. It's a big hassle. And, it's a little bit of an inconvenience, because maybe it's going to take away 30 minutes, 45 minutes of your day. But imagine the gift that you're giving to someone when you're able to do that, because at that point, we don't know where our blood goes, right? I mean, there are some instances where you can volunteer to give blood directly to a relative or friend or someone who's obviously in need, but the majority of our blood goes into a blood bank, and we have no idea that can be somebody's life that's being saved by that gift that you're giving. So you need to be sure that we take the time to, and that's part of our Christian culture, right, Sister Joy? So we talk about all the time.
Sure is. And that's one of the things I love about the Christian family organizations. And we've talked about it many times before, especially with this dynamic or this terrific trio, right? I mean, that's the reason why we have Christian family organization and activities like this, because it not only strengthens us spiritually and our Christian bond with one another, but we can actually help our community out there and help things like that. And I know I see the three of you all the time, relentlessly showing up for CFO, Christian family organization activities. And I don't want to touch on that, because that isn't that like, I mean, that's our heartbeat right there, right? For activities like this, we do this because it's fulfilling not only the actual activity, but just being together for purposeful situations like this, right? I mean, let's hear from you guys, right? I mean, why is it so important to have CFO activities like this, as far as like community events?
Well, in the perspective of me as an older youth, I
Yeah.
would say it, but
An old man, want to say it like when you're
yes, as an older youth. But for me, a lot of it is being an example.
Oh.
It's looking forward. It's looking to the future, which is the younger generation. It's my little brothers. It's the little kids,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
like these are, like you said, like these are Christian values. These are values that should be cemented in our hearts. It should be something that we shouldn't even need to think of. Like it should just be instinct to go help, to do what is right. So
I love it. Yeah.
what better way than to implement that early, to show that it is a good thing and we can do it together and have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and I
Ooh.
think that, and I just wanted to just jump in really quick, Sister Joy, that you mentioned that, this is one, right? Donating blood,
Yeah.
absolutely a tremendous community focused project to help the immediate community. But we in the Church of Christ have so many different types of community outreach projects, right? We have beach cleanups, neighborhood cleanups. We do the recognitions for a lot of our first responders, for example. I wanted to ask Brother Colin,
Sure.
of all of the different ones that you participated in, which one of our community outreach projects is like one of your favorites that you really enjoy the most? Because I mean, being as Brother Angelino says, the older youth, is that how you put it? I think you're on the opposite end, right? You're kind of the younger youth for the Kadiwa.
Younger
right?
youth.
You just turned 18, right?
I'm 20 now, but
oh no,
yeah.
Are you really? How did I miss 2 years of your birthdays?
What's that?
How did I miss 2 years of your birthdays?
Time flies, I guess. I
guess. So at 20, okay, that puts you a little closer. But which one of our different outreach activities is the one that you enjoy the most?
I would have to say probably the aid to humanity. I think like just giving out the groceries to all of the people in need, like just being able to connect with just random people and be able to just share something that like I want to spread joy to the people that like are in this world, show them the values that we have, and just like I just felt so like warm and fuzzy, just being able to help people out, help people other than myself.
Exactly.
I just said being warm and fuzzy because it's a little cold in here. We're shivering.
Somebody turn the air conditioning down.
Yeah, but I think that like just being able to like help people. Like it was raining that day, and I didn't even think about the rain. I was just helping people. It just felt really good to get out there and make a difference in the world. Share our faith, and
Right.
I think that's why it's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, and it's a great point that you bring up. I mean, it's aid for humanity when we're responding to a crisis, for example. Like, and of course, here in Florida, we have hurricanes, we have different natural disasters that happens, and the church just steps in to be able to help a lot of those families that are in crisis, a lot of the homes and communities in crisis. If it's like what you were talking about, which is the food donations and those kind of food drives that we do, those are often referred to as our Care for Humanity projects. And, you're right. I mean, those put us on, we call it boots on the ground in the communities that need it the most. And it allows those communities to not just, of course, benefit from what it is that we're giving into the community, but more importantly, it also exposes them to all of the different great things, the wonderful things that the Church of Christ does. And that, of course, includes not just those types of projects and the cleanup projects, but also the blood drive. And I know that Sister Joy has made her way out into into the compound, I think close by. And I think we're going to be talking to a couple more of our very handsome, manly men, brothers. They're in our district. Let me see if I can tap over to Sister Joy. Good morning, Sister Joy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I have Brother Anthony, our resident worker here in Orlando, and we have Brother Ronnie.
Good morning. Good morning. There were other activities that are happening there this morning, Sister Joy, as well. I think aside from just the blood donation drive this morning, we were participating. I saw a lot of brethren walking around with a lot of cleaning equipment. What was going on there this morning as well?
Yes, brother, we're here, and many of our brethren are participating in making sure that our compound is clean. There's a lot of love here going on. And, not just the love of cleaning and making sure that everything is in order, but we also have, as we've been talking about, this blood donation. And as you can see, we have two brothers here, our two brothers here.
Great. Yeah, let's start with Brother Anthony. I know that you've donated blood before. And when you first donated blood versus the last time, how many times have you donated blood already, Brother Anthony?
Let's see, brother. I think I donated blood probably like about 10 times, probably, brother.
10 pints of blood, and considering your body only has about 12 pounds of blood, that means you've donated your lion's share of blood already. But when you're donating blood the first time versus now that you are, I guess, a seasoned veteran, what were some of the fears that you had initially about donating blood?
The first time that I saw that needle, how big the needle was, that gauge in that needle, I was kind of surprised, brother. But then, after everything was done and just squeezing the ball or whatever the gadget they give you to squeeze, and I saw everything just flow real quickly. It was okay after that, brother.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier in the show, Brother Anthony, about how the importance of donating blood and the impact that it has on, of course, all of those that are going to benefit from those donations. When you were donating blood afterwards and were able to successfully do it, obviously, my favorite part of donating blood is the snacks that they give you afterwards. So I don't know if that's also your favorite part, Brother Anthony.
Yes, brother. But yeah, I like the chocolate chips and no, but it's just knowing that you can help somebody, brother, because there really is a need for blood. All over the medical field, everybody needs that access to blood if there's ever an emergency or ever any type of calamity, brother.
Absolutely. So, Brother Anthony, if you there are people sitting there on the fence right now that are watching this program, wondering whether or not they do want to take that extra time to donate blood, what would be the message that you would want to give them?
Yeah, most definitely, Paul. If you're able to, and it's safe for your body to handle it, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to give back to your community, and most of all to help our fellow man, Paul. Thanks, Paul.
Right. Great. Thank you, Brother Anthony. I appreciate that very much. And you also have there with you, Brother Ronnie?
Yes,
Brother
I have
Ronnie, good morning.
Ronnie, our minister here that's assigned in Orlando.
Good morning, Brother Ronnie. How are you? You're looking...
Brother Robert. Doing good. How are you?
Good. You're looking very sun-kissed this morning there with the sun in your background. So I wanted to ask you, Brother Ronnie, if you could maybe tell our viewers a little bit about why the projects like this blood donation drive are such an integral part of the outreach that the church does to the community and what this project means, Bob.
So when it comes to projects, for example, like the blood donation that we're having today, not only is it a good work for our fellow men, for mankind in general, but it's also a great way to see all the brethren come together and show our unity inside the church. It's not often you see people just randomly come together, but this isn't random at all. It's planned out. And it's also based on the faith that we have, that we come together to support these type of activities to help our fellow man.
And that's a wonderful point that I'm glad you brought up, Brother Ronnie, is the aspect of the unity and the fellowship amongst the members. One of the things that I've often heard from One Blood volunteers or from One Blood staff members is that each and every time that the Church of Christ conducts a blood drive, that it to them is amazing that they literally run out of slots to be able to fit people in, where normally when they set up their buses, like in different places, they're sitting there just waiting for donors, and so many empty spots. Is that a similar outcome that we're having today, Brother Ronnie?
Oh, for sure. We have a lot of brethren inside. You know, they've eaten breakfast maybe 2 or 3 times now in preparation for the blood donation. So we'll be set. They're gonna really overwhelm them in a good, positive way.
Absolutely, and that's, I think one of the things is I'd love to later on, Sister Joy, even if it's afterwards, get a sound bite from one of our One Blood staff members there to tell us about what the outcome was from today, because I think when they set goals for the number of donors repeatedly, the Church of Christ projects have always resulted in them exceeding those goals because of just what, to Brother Ronnie's point, it's that unity, the unity of all of the brethren. So, Brother Ronnie, as a message to those brethren, again, do you have any message to them who maybe this time around they weren't able to donate for whatever reasons? What really should be their focus the next go around that this opportunity becomes available?
Sure. I mean, just like how the brethren feel right now, there are actually some who they actually said that last time they weren't able to help out in the blood donation, but they saw how much everybody was not only having fun, but the fact that you do feel that love of the brotherhood amongst everybody participating and getting together for this. So that's actually why they're here now. So if we have any brethren who maybe they're not able to right now, they don't have the opportunity or chance to, the next time, for sure, let's all come together, because we don't want to feel like we're missing out on any of God's blessings to do his work.
Absolutely. That's FOMO in doing the blessings of God's work is definitely something you don't want to miss. Yeah. Don't suffer from spiritual FOMO. That's what we're going to call it. So Brother Ronnie, do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give before we toss it back to Sister Joy?
Oh, yes. I'd like to shout out my wife, because she made sure I ate 4 times as much this morning just to make sure I'd be ready for the blood donation.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? I ate 4 times as much, and I'm not even giving blood today. So, but eventually I will. When we get ours down here in the Tampa region, I'll be doing the same thing. Thank you, Brother Ronnie. Thank you very much. Good luck there to everyone in Orlando. Sister Joy, it looks like it's an awesome day outside.
It is. It's beautiful out here. You know what? One thing I also want to point out. So we talked about, right, how it's beneficial for those who are donating. But guess what you get today when you donate? Can you see this on?
What? Oh, look at that. And even though donating blood is something that you do simply because of your love and your concern for your fellow man, an e-gift card never hurts. Right, Sister Joy?
I mean, I think it's pretty helpful. $20 to your favorite, whatever retail store. I mean, yeah, for sure.
We can go out and so did we get a peep when you popped your head into the blood drive booth, the bus?
I was kind of discouraged to go in there.
Yeah, no, but I was curious if you get a chance to take a look. I'd love to see what snacks they've got today, because that's kind of the focus of the show is what kind of, look at, that's a big beautiful red bus.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can pop my head and kind of give you guys what goes on. So here's the bus, and it is parked out here on compound, right? So initially what usually happens, whether you have an appointment or if you're walking in.
Yeah, I think we're losing some of your audio, Sister Joy, as you're moving around there. But we're getting some great video of you. And when you walk around the buses there, a lot of people don't realize it's a little deceiving that those mobile blood donation units, when you walk in, it is a full-blown, high-tech, super sophisticated lab inside. When you first donated, brother, I want to go back to the studio there with brother Angelino, who's donated before. When you donated, brother Angelino, was it at one of these blood donation bus locations?
Oh yeah, brother. It was the same. I think it's the same big red bus.
the One Blood folks. And so when you first walked in there, because I mean, from the outside, it looks like something that should be transporting a football team to a game.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, you know, like from the outside,
weary,
you're like, I
like, it's
don't
a little
know. I don't know
sketchy.
about this.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you go inside, you see how professional, how clean it is, how, they take everything very, very seriously. So that is even more comforting when you go inside.
Yeah, it's like it's so nice and air conditioned, and and I remember when we did our blood donation drive in St. Pete a couple of years ago, and it was, again, we are Florida, right? So in Florida, and that's why I applaud Sister Joy for standing out there, because I know it may be 10:20 in the morning, but it's probably already in the 80s. I'm pretty sure it's already in the 80s, right, Sister Joy?
It's pushing 90s right now. Here, guys, so I'm going to show, I don't know if you can see. So this is what it looks like. You walk in here, and it is so nicely air conditioned. When you come in, you gotta watch your steps, right? Because it's a bus. And when you come in here, so we first come in here, the screening goes on right over here, and then there's a little medical health screening area here. And then as you can see, the setup is really nice. You have many of our brethren here that are doing their paperwork, and you see the different cubicles where some of our brethren and those of you who are participating in the community, you'll be real happy, like your own little bunker where they're providing.
That's great. And it looks like they can accommodate probably 2 or 3 donors, maybe even up to 4 donors at a time.
Depending on the staff, which we have some wonderful staff.
That's awesome. And the team there, obviously consummate professionals. And it's, of course, as brethren are lining up and waiting to go inside. I remember we had one blood donation drive where they actually had to call in a second bus because we had that many people that were there. Is that Brother Billy?
It's Brother Billy. He's donating too.
Good luck, Brother Billy. I know he was out there hauling trash, talking trash earlier. So he's. So now, of course, again, when it's time to donate blood and you go in and you're donating the blood to Brother Angelino, since I know Brother RJ is going to be donating blood for the first time today, what advice would you give him?
My advice, just relax. Just you don't really have to worry about anything. They guide you through the process. Just take it easy. Take in the AC.
You know what? Think about the snacks. Think about the snacks afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, thank those. Nice.
Yeah, and you might get a cookie. It's all worth it.
So,
in addition to those items right here, right? Of course, you give the gift of blood, but then you also get the gift card, but you get cookies and apple juice.
Yeah, you get the juices, and they, at the same time too, you could, because the longest portion, of course, aside from the questionnaire when you're donating blood, is going to come from when you're actually or filling out the questionnaire when you're donating. But then once they've gotten the needle and the bag hung, and it starts to wait for that pint of blood that you're donating, you could just sit there and pop in your headphones and listen to some music and just be super relaxed about the whole thing. And next thing you know, you're off the bus eating cookies to your heart's content. Or if you're like was it Brother Ronnie? You've eaten 4 meals already, the equivalent to 4 meals before you have to donate. So I think definitely it's something for people who haven't had the opportunity to donate, and that's what we're going to call it. It's not so much a sacrifice; it's an opportunity. All of us want that opportunity to be able to donate blood because it's something that is such a life-saving gift. I mean, that's a theme today, right, Sister Joy?
And you know what? If it's your first time, we do have a first-time donor that is about to step on the bus, and I'm really excited for him. So I'm going to introduce Brother LJ. Yes.
Is he there, Brother LJ?
He's about to step on the bus for the first time that he's donating. So.
Hey, Brother LJ, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So this is your first time donating blood?
Yes, and actually, I just finished my first time.
Oh, you finished?
Yes, I just finished. I have it right.
Oh, you did?
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I thought
He ate the cookie.
You got the cookie?
See? So you eat the cookie too.
There is a cookie. You do get the cookie. So what is it, Brother LJ, that really drove you or compelled you to want to donate blood today?
what compelled me to want to donate blood. I think it's very encouraging that the church wants to foster more activities like this, and the church wants to actually encourage participation for these charitable events. So what motivated me was really like the church just like bringing this like bus here and just allowing for activities like this to be possible.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And of course, you represent I was mentioning earlier in the show that less than 3% of qualified donors actually donate blood. So that puts you in a very elite group right now that, there are less than 3% of the people that have donated. And, one of the things that I wanted to ask for those people who might still be interested, but maybe they're on the fence, like, what was like your biggest fear about donating blood walking in?
My biggest fear about donating blood, I think it's just like the pinch of the needle. That's really it, the pinch. But I can like confidently say that like pain only takes like a few seconds, a couple of seconds at best. So really, I don't want to say it's like not that big of a deal, but it is. And yeah, if that's what's keeping people from donating blood, then I think that shouldn't stop anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Brother LJ, thank you for obviously your life-saving gift that you've done today. And of course, to whomever is going to benefit from that life-saving gift. Do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give?
Anything else that I can give?
Any shout out?
Oh, any
Yeah. He's like, I just
Love to
gave
give
my
too.
blood.
You just give everything. Yeah.
Any shout outs? Oh my god. I guess like the church administration. I hope there's like more INC giving activities like this. I love these type of activities. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother LJ. And of course, thank you for donating today, Sister Joy.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Very awesome. And I saw the nice cool red band. I always walk around after I donate blood with that bandage on my arm. And technically after like maybe an hour, you could, if your blood's clotted, you could take it off. But I just choose to walk around with it for like a day.
Is it like your badge of honor?
It's my badge of honor. I'm like, yeah, I donated. So yeah, there you go. And then if I'm feeling, that I need to boost my self-esteem, then I'll just go get a bandage and put it on my arm randomly and walk around.
I love it. Yeah, because it's true. It's a nice conversation starter. Oh, not only did I donate blood, this was a community activity. And
That's right.
stayed that way. It was an INC giving activity where it was not just members of our church, in the specific area that were able to donate. We did this as a community event. So.
100%. So we're getting down to the bottom of the hour here for us because we are the fastest 60 minutes in radio. But before we do that, I wanted to go back to the studio to talk to our three handsome young men and just wanted to see if they had any shout outs that they'd like to give. Let's start off with Brother Colin.
I'm going to shout out my dad. He already gave blood this morning at like 8 o'clock. So
First one in line. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So first come, first serve, All right.
Awesome.
I want to shout out probably my parents, Kai Eugene and Kai Nelly Clemente. They gave me the permission to donate blood today, so I'm very grateful that they did. And also to my fellow district officers, including Brother LJ, who also donated his blood today. So he's also one of the fellow district mini officers. And also, of course, to the church administration for allowing us to have activities such as this. So thank you very much, Paul. And hopefully we can have more activities where we can give back and also, of course, have and be stronger in our faith, Paul. So thank you, Paul.
100%. Thank you. Brother Red Shirt. Brother Angelino.
I want to shout out all my O positives out there.
There you
Let's
go.
donate our blood. We can save so many lives.
Oh, we're gonna save that and play that over again. Good job, Brother Angel. Well, thank you, brothers, for joining. Of course, we've reached the bottom of the hour here on INCRadio Florida. We hope, again, that you guys are, if you are thinking about donating blood, that you guys go ahead and do that. We've understood, of course, through today how important of a gift that actually is. So let's continue to do that, continue to give back to the community here as members of the Church of Christ. But for now, this is Brother Robert DePaulis coming to you from here in Tampa, Florida, for Sister Joy, who's there baking in the sun in Orlando. For Brother Angelino, Brother RJ, and Brother Colin, our special guests who joined us today, we want to thank everyone. But please stay tuned, because coming up next is INC Radio, Washington, D.C.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice